Imagine a world where money no longer measures need, but only desire. A world where every object, every piece of art, every possession is not meant to be used, but to be admired, hidden, and preserved as a symbol of ultimate wealth. These are the untouchable luxuries, items so rare, so priceless, and so unreachable that even billionaires often treat them not as things, but as living myths. In this journey, we will dive into the universe of possessions that are never touched, never used, sometimes never even seen by their owners. The deeper we go, the more we'll discover how the richest people on Earth live, not just surrounded by wealth, but by objects that seem to exist beyond time itself. Let's begin with the most iconic example: the cars. For most people, a car is about speed, comfort, or practicality. But for billionaires, it's often about identity. Inside hidden garages around the world, there are collections that look more like museums than parking spaces. Imagine a room where dozens of hypercars worth millions each sit under soft covers. Their engines turned on once a month only to keep them alive. A Bugatti that has never touched the road. A Ferrari that has never felt the wind. A Lamborghini still wrapped in its factory protection. They are not cars anymore. They are trophies, frozen in time. The owners sometimes forget they even own them, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that they exist, hidden away, untouchable, ready to remind anyone who looks at them that wealth can go beyond reason. The paradox is powerful. The more untouched they are, the more valuable they become. But cars are just the beginning. What about the skies? The dream of flying has always been one of humanity's greatest symbols of freedom. But for billionaires, freedom means comfort and exclusivity. Private jets worth hundreds of millions rest quietly in hangars, waiting for their rare moment in the sky. Some of them are flying palaces with bedrooms larger than apartments. Golden sinks, private cinemas, and chefs who prepare 7-course meals while passengers glide at 40,000 feet. Yet here's the twist. Some of these jets are flown only once or twice a year. The rest of the time, they are maintained at enormous cost, simply existing as floating symbols of identity. It's not about traveling anymore! It's about the possibility of traveling whenever they want, even if they never will. The plane becomes untouchable not because it cannot fly, but because the owner doesn't need it to. On the ground, hidden behind gates and hills, there are mansions that look like they were built for gods, not humans. A house with 20 bedrooms, private nightclubs, underground garages, bowling alleys, indoor pools, and art collections worth more than small nations. They cost hundreds of millions to build, and yet some of them remain empty. Nobody sleeps in the bedrooms. Nobody swims in the pools. Nobody laughs in the cinema rooms. The lights are sometimes turned on only for appearances so that the mansion doesn't look abandoned from a drone flying above. These mansions are not homes. They are monuments, built not to be lived in, but to show the world that their owner can build something beyond need. And paradoxically, their emptiness makes them even more powerful. For most people, a house is where life happens. For billionaires, sometimes it's just another untouchable luxury, a statement standing still under the sun. Then we step into the world of time, or rather, the things that defy time. Watches are a fascinating example. A watch is supposed to tell you the hour, but for the ultra-rich, it tells a story that money alone can't buy. Imagine a timepiece, handcrafted for nearly a decade, with microscopic parts assembled by hand. No machines involved. A piece so unique that it sells for more than $30 million. And once it's purchased, it doesn't go on a wrist. It sits inside a vault, protected by multiple layers of security, untouched. The owner doesn't wear it, not even once, because its true value lies in its untouchable nature. To hold it, to use it, to wear it would almost be an act of disrespect. It is more than a watch. It is proof that patience, perfection, and prestige can be transformed into an object that lives outside time itself. But it doesn't end there. Beyond cars, planes, houses, and watches, the world of untouchable luxuries reaches places we don't often imagine. Art is one of them. In the most exclusive collections, there are paintings and sculptures hidden away in private vaults. Never to be displayed, never to be touched, never to be seen by the public again. Billionaires buy them at record-breaking auctions not to decorate their homes, but to lock them away. For them, the true beauty of art is not in looking at it, but in knowing that only they possess it. The paradox is cruel and fascinating. Masterpieces that could inspire millions of people around the world remain hidden in silence, in darkness, guarded by cameras and alarms. Untouchable, not by fragility, but by design. They are not works of art anymore. They are trophies of exclusivity, whispers of wealth that only a select few will ever hear. Then there are luxuries so extreme they almost sound like legends. Think of a diamond that has never been cut, a stone worth hundreds of millions, locked in a safe because altering it would make it lose its myth. Think of a rare bottle of wine that has aged for centuries, so fragile that opening it would destroy it, yet so valuable that it is insured for millions. These objects exist in paradox. Their value is in never being consumed, never being touched. They are untouchable not because they are out of reach, but because their very essence depends on remaining untouched. And what about entire cities that become untouchable luxuries themselves? Monaco, Dubai, and other playgrounds of the rich are filled with symbols of wealth designed not for practical living, but for spectacle. Gold dispensing machines, police officers driving supercars, skyscrapers, half empty but standing as monuments to ambition. These places are not about necessity. They are about existence. About showing the world that limits our illusions when money has no ceiling. The city itself becomes untouchable. More of an idea than a destination. A place that lives in imagination as much as in reality. The deeper we go, the more it becomes clear that untouchable luxuries are not about use. They are about narrative. They tell stories of status, of victory, of reaching a place so high that even possession becomes secondary. When you no longer need to drive the car, wear the watch, live in the house, or drink the wine. What remains is the story. The story that you could, if you wanted to. The untouchable nature of these luxuries makes them not less valuable, but infinitely more. And yet, there's a strange question hidden in all of this. Are these billionaires truly owners? Or are they guardians? Do they possess these objects? Or are they simply protecting them for the future, for the myth, for history? Because when something becomes untouchable, it also becomes timeless. And perhaps that's the true purpose of extreme wealth. Not to consume, but to preserve. To hold things so rare, so unreachable, that they stop belonging to the present and start belonging to eternity. In the end, untouchable luxuries are not about cars, planes, or mansions. They are about meaning. They have proof that money can buy not just comfort or beauty, but mystery. That the richest people on earth don't just live in luxury, they live surrounded by enigma. And maybe that's what fascinates us the most. Because while we dream of driving the car, flying the jet, or living in the mansion, they dream of owning something that no one else will ever touch. Untouchable luxuries are more than possessions. They are secrets. And the richest among us are not just collectors of wealth. They are collectors of mysteries.